Welcome to another TWEC's Morning Devotions with Destiny. So, this morning we're going to be focusing on Acts 27 verses 10 to 11. And it says, saying, Sirs, I perceive that the voyage will be with injury and much loss, not only of the cargo and the ship, but also of our lives. But the centurion paid more attention to the pilot and to the owner of the ship than what Paul said. So, in reading and pondering on this particular portion of scripture, we can see how it applies to today's time. Because exactly how God sent that warning to these people through Paul and they chose to ignore it is the same thing we do. And then we find ourselves in situations that could have been prevented. Because let's say, you have this group of friends, right? And your parents probably told you several times, hey, we don't like this group of friends you're hanging out with. We think, you shouldn't be hanging out with them and those kinds of things. And you ignore those different warnings from your parents. A teacher might tell you to, or grandparents, pastors, other people might tell you to, but you ignore all of them and you continue listening to these friends. And then later down the road, you find yourself in problems. You might be innocent, but because you are associated with that group, you find yourself in their problems too. And that could have simply been avoided if you had only listened to the warnings before. And that is why today I want to tell you, stop ignoring God's warnings. It's a new year. Today is the last day of January. So you have 11 months left in the year. Let this year be a changed you. Let this year bring forth change in your life. So you might actually have that group of friends that you might have been warned about several times. Let this be the year that you drop those friends. You have some habits people probably told you about numerous times. Let this year be the year you drop those habits. You might be doing some things that for yourself could get you in problems down the road, and you're probably receiving a whole bunch of warnings, but you're ignoring it. Let this be the year that you drop those things. Let this year be a year of peace, of joy, of happiness, and just positivity. And the only way you will get those things is if you actually stop ignoring God's warnings. And don't wait until the second, the third, the fourth warning. As soon as you get the first warning, listen to it right away. Drop whatever it is you get a warning for and just listen to it. Because that's how we actually build habits, right? So you get your first warning, you ignore it. You get the second warning, you ignore it. Third warning, you ignore it. And you will just keep going like that until you actually find yourself in that situation. So as soon as you get that first warning, just drop it and be thankful that God sent you that warning, because He protecting you from something down the road. So do have a blessed and enjoyable week this week.